Archie was the man who basically designed 20th century football as people of my vintage grew up and experienced it. I stood on an Archibald Leitch terrace for the first sort of 20, 30 years of my football life. I leant against a patented Leitch barrier. The first match I ever went to, I sat in an Archibald Leitch stand. And as I got to know football grounds better, his name kept popping up here and there, and I thought, why can't I read about this guy? So I did what any good journalist would do, and I found out about him, and it was a wonderful story, culminating almost really in tonight, because the discovery of the model, the making of this film, is a huge benchmark in my professional life and in the life of Archie, and hopefully this will continue so that future generations will get a chance to see what he did. It's a big night.
The outstanding thing about when you turn up at Ibrox is that big red brick, right? The red brick, it's an iconic picture in football in terms anyway. But as soon as you walk through the front doors, it's all that history, 150 years and still going. But you bring in that 21st century look about it within a classic, 100-year building. So it's having that balance. We want to keep hold of our history and everything that goes with keeping a famous building, a famous stand, and in a famous footballing arena.
Archie was a Glaswegian. We know for sure that he was a Rangers fan. He was intimately involved in the history of the club, and he came back in the 20s to build the South Stand, which I think was the high point of his career. And we know from his grandchildren that to the day he died, his toothbrush was in a Rangers mug in his bathroom back in London. So he was always a Rangers fan.
Edmiston House is key in that extension of the football club. You were able to put on functions here as we are doing tonight. We can put on fan events, you can put player events on here, you can put on dinners for the football club, and everything is kept in house, and everything's coming back into the club. All Rangers fans, all they've got a little bit of his story in them. They like to know the facts, and your goal scorers, your players, and all that sort of stuff, and everything that goes behind making a great football club, and that's what we're doing tonight.
So Lee, just coming along tonight and obviously watching the screening of Archibald Leitch building British football, how enjoyable was it?
That was great, really enjoyed it. It was really educational. It's really interesting, like how you see these crisscrosses and you never really thought about it until the night. I didn't even know who the guy was really until this evening, but it's been interesting.
Yeah, and I guess as a MYGERS member, how good is it to come along to these exclusive events and get these screens up to 24 hours before it comes out?
It was really enjoyable. Again, good bond time being my dad, good night, that's what it's all about.